think it's just exciting that you already knew a little bit about trading. I knew absolutely nothing, less than nothing about it. And so when I got started, it was, completely foreign. But when I got in, I did like a lot of other people, and I picked a pair. Didn't know that's what it was called, but I picked a pair. I started buying when the candles went up, started selling when the candles went down, and I was on about probably the 1 minute time frame. And you guys know how crazy that is. Well, to put a little bit more fuel to the fire, I was trading GJ, which I had no idea what that meant. I didn't know how volatile the pair was, and I didn't know that what I was doing. But I was trading GJ, and all of a sudden I had done kind of good. And my husband was like, "Why are you playing with Monopoly money? You need to play with the Allen's money." And I think I had like doubled a demo account or something. And so we were just, pretty excited. So I jumped right in, probably just a few weeks into it. Still didn't know what I was doing. And, I did the same thing that a lot of other people do. You get in, you're excited, you see all this big money you're making in demo, you see what everybody else is doing, and you want to just start doing it yourself with live accounts. So I got in and I was trading GJ, and all of a sudden, I didn't know anything about charting. I didn't know anything about technical analysis. I didn't know anything. All I knew was you look at your phone, the candles were going up, I was buying. The candles were going down, I was selling. Let me tell you right now, that's dangerous. I am not suggesting that anybody do that. And if somebody has a strategy, well, kudos to you. I don't know. I don't know about that strategy. But anyway, but I had gotten into some trades with GJ, and I don't know if I was buying or selling. I was probably selling, and GJ was probably buying. And all of a sudden, I didn't know what to do. I called our chairman, Lawrence Young. Love me some Lawrence and Tamara Young. They are awesome. The most precious couple. Love them to pieces. And so anyway, they said, "Well, you know what? I don't really know about GJ, but, I know somebody else. His name is Andre Campbell. And, I think he pretty much trades GJ." And so they give me, I'm trying to make this fast, but I want you to hear some backstory. So Andre, I get on the phone with Andre, and he's like, "Well, okay, I want you to go to your chart, and I want you to look at this and that." And I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, "I don't see that. I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "Are you looking at your phone?" I said, "Well, yeah, we're turning our phones into ATMs." And he said, "Okay, so yeah, you can do that. But if you're really serious about trading, you need to put your chart on your computer." So he was like, "Oh my gosh," I could just hear it in his voice. "Oh my God, another newbie." And so he helps me put, my chart. I didn't know. I got MT4, got it on my charts. And so anyway, I want to tell you, he helped me so much. We looked at the weekly highs and, what was I going to do with this trade that I was in? Well, I don't know about you guys, but there are some really, really important aspects of trading. Some of the most important things that you guys can learn is trend. And I know I'm on the 5-minute chart. Everybody's like, "What?" But I'm just going to be patient with me for just a minute. Some of the most important aspects that you guys can know about trading is, what is the trend? If you guys don't know how to find the trend, I love my 200 EMA. And I love now this is what Andre showed me, by the way. He said, "Get this 200 moving average on there." So now I use the 200 EMA open. And since that day 3 years ago, I've added the 50 EMA close. So Andre was teaching me about trend and about when to get in the market and get out of the market. But some of the really, really important things, guys, that I learned that day, let me see if I can go back. I'm losing my spot. Some of the really important things that I learned that day was knowing what the trend was, and also knowing about support and resistance. All right. So some of the most important things that you guys can learn: what direction is the market going? Where am I going to get in? And where are my take profits going to be? So basically, with trend and support and resistance, and I'm just going to draw you a couple more here. I was able to learn how to get into the market and how to decide where I wanted to take my profits. At first, he told me take it on the second level, second pivot level, which is this resistance support line. And then later on, with patience, came the ability. And of course, we draw our lines from the past. I know I'm drawing these lines here, but we would have drawn our lines from the past. But what I was able to do, guys, was I was able to learn how to enter the market and how to take my profits with GJ. Now I usually go about 100 pips with GJ, and a lot of times I'll let it run, keep on running. And GJ is amazing, and so many times you can get a couple of hundred pips out of it whenever whenever it starts trending like this. All right. So what happened was Andre had taught me about entry, how to get in the market with the moving average, how to use my support and resistance lines. And then later he taught me something that was equally important. I don't know about you guys, but I think one of the biggest mysteries to me, I'm gonna have to put this on a higher time frame so I can get this. One of the biggest mysteries to me was how to draw a fib line. Oh my God. I mean, it was like, I didn't know if I was swinging low to high, swinging high to low, what in the world I was doing. And I remember I was about 6 months into, my trading when all of a sudden it clicked. Now I know I can't teach you everything at once, and I'm not even going to try to. We've only got about 15, 20 minutes here, but I'm gonna pass you on over to the next level of where we're at in IML. So what happened basically was I learned how to trade using my entries with my support and my resistance, moving averages, and fibs. I didn't use any other indicators. Later on, I learned some other things about technical analysis, but I traded like this for about 6 months before I ever did anything else. One of the things I'd like to tell you as well is one of the important factors is learning how to be focused. And when I say focused, again, these are my pivot lines. These are my support and resistance lines. When I say be focused, if you will take your time, learn one thing, put on your blinders, like they do with horses and mules when they're out in the field or in pulling a wagon. They put those blinders on them so that they don't get distracted. They don't look to the right. They don't look to the left. They're just looking straight ahead. So when I got in IML, there was a lot of distractions out there. A lot of people were, trying to tell us, hey, go do this. Hey, look at this. Hey, do this. But what I found was that I was making a lot of pips just by using support and resistance, which are my pivot levels, and using the trend and my moving averages. So if you guys want to take a snapshot, here's a trade that we've already taken this trade, no kidding, 4 times. It's already hit take profit 4 times, and the market is coming back here again. Being patient with the market is amazing. So if you have a phone, you want to take a picture of this, you can go ahead and take a picture if you can. I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds, and then we're going to look at this on pivots. All right. So basically what you just saw right here is pivots. This is a phenomenal tool. Pivots is on imlpivots.com, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat for you so you guys can see it. And I'm going to mute everybody if that's okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Let me know if I'm muted as well.
You're good, Lee. You're good.
Okay, great. So if you guys will, I'm going to go ahead and give you the website, imlpivots.com. Let me make this big. You know, it's really funny, but I'm like the older person in the room when I go to IML events. I have to have everything big. I need to see it. So imlpivots.com, this is a free website for you to go to, and it's going to have 5 time frames. It has the M5, M15, H1, H4, and daily. Each one of these time frames has 30 pair. No, they're not in alphabetical order because they're in the order that a trade, a pending trade, or a triggered trade has been called. So at any given time, or should I say at all times, there are no less than 150 pending or triggered orders in pivots. Can I say that one more time? At any time, 24/5, there are no less than 150 trade ideas. So if you guys are looking for a trade, I just want to let you know Pivots is going to have one for you. So let me, I'm going to show this to you on the black screen for a minute, and then I'm going to switch to the white screen so I can, we're in the process of getting this text right here changed the color because I can't read it. So remember, I showed you this CAD JPY on the 4 hour. This is it on pivots. So I do training every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'll show you that also here in just a minute. But basically, you have 3 entry strategies right now that we're using with pivots. One of them is the S0. So it's this bottom line. This is your oversold line. And when price crosses this line going up, I love the way price passed it and came back and retested it. And then this is an entry area. So right now, we've all entered into CAD JPY. So depending on your patience, and everybody in, as you're growing, you will learn patience with trading. So depending on your patience, you will either go 1 pivot level, and in this case, on this pair, on this time frame, you would already be 42 pips in profit. But if, like Andre told me, Lee, go to your 2nd pivot level. Well, that's 81 pips in profit. Now, if you like to scalp or intraday trade, then all you got to do is put this on a lower time frame, and your pivot levels are going to be closer together. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Now, the pivots don't stay in the same spot. I have to let you know that. But this is the 5 minute. This is where we entered, same exact price. And if you wanted to get in and only go 1 pivot level, in this case, it's 2 pips. Obviously, you're going to go more than that. You could have gone for 10 pips or, you know, whatever you wanted to go for. This is more for your scalping and your intraday. So let me go back over here on the 4 hour time frame because I want to show you the trade that I gave you all of that information for. And what I want you to see is that we have those take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, take profit 4, take profit 5. See how easy that is for you? These support and resistance levels are your take profits. So let's just say you wanted to get into this trade like we showed you before. And you wanted to take it, let's see. Maybe you wanted to go here for, I'm just going to go for 100 pips. All right, if that's okay with you, we'll just go for 100 pips right in here. So I like to swing to the left, look at my most recent low. I'll go just a few pips below that. In this case, we would have a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. Guys, If you can take a few of these every week, you can, you don't have to worry about netting your pips. As long as you have a good, 1 to 2 or higher risk reward. And guys, if you want to, you can obviously take it even higher. All right, depends on your own patience for that. So this is one entry. You're either going to buy when it's oversold, you buy here. And then if it was overbought, maybe price came down and you would sell here. All right, so that's one thing. Now, here in the next week, you're actually going to get alerts for those trades. You will get a notification that price has crossed the 0, and this is the 8. So this is the support 0, and this is the resistance 8 level. So you would get a notification to your phone that price was crossing that area. Now I'm going to move it to a white screen real quick so you can see this other layout. Let's see, let me go to CAD JPY. Why is it wanting to change screens on for me? We are working out a few bugs. It's okay, but it's happening.
You use Hugo's Way?
No, I don't, but that's the one we chose to use for this for now. Okay, so here we go. Let me go back to CAD JPY on the 4-hour. Now, so now the whole purpose for me doing this was I wanted you to see right here. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Let me see if I can zoom in. First, I'm going to show you this, if it'll let me. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get any bigger than that. No. All right, so what this does, what the pivot scanner does, is it has a set of rules that are my strategies. The crossing of the moving average, the crossing of the 8, the crossing of the 0, and then the 4, which is, this is a trading range here. The market will stay in this area about 44% of the time, and you'll get a lot of alerts off of this area. So right now, the pivot scanner is telling us that there is a buy stop right here at this pivot level 4. So you could be in a trade here, and then what's going to happen is it has given us the buy stop. We're going to have to do something. I cannot see these letters. Can you guys read that? I don't think you can if I can't, right?
It's pretty small.
It is. I'm like, dang, I can't see that. I got me a big old magnifier on my computer and I can't see that. So we're working on the colors is what we're doing. Is we've been working on text, size, we've been working on colors. So just trying to get it so that everybody can see it. But I'm just going to have to point it out to you, and you're going to have to kind of trust me here. Right here is a buy stop. So basically what happens is it's a pending order. So you could be in this order now, and but as the market gets closer, you might want to take a look at, I believe in analyzing it, but we have a lot of people who are just putting these in as pending orders, and they're doing very well. So right here we have a buy stop. Up here you can't read it, but it says take profit, and right here it says stop loss. And it gives you the price. So basically, if you go to any pair on any time frame, let's just look at this one for instance. This one has a buy stop as well. I was going to look for one that already has a triggered order. This one has 2. 1 minute. Maybe I need to go to a lower time frame. I want to show you what it looks like. Oh, right here, this one. So this one had triggered the buy. And right now it's a money symbol. I'm going to go back to the arrows. What we're going to do is over here on the left, there's going to be a icon that shows triggered trades so that you'll know that the pending order has already triggered. Okay, so this one has a buy that was triggered, and looks like maybe the wick triggered it, and I'm not quite sure. We did have a arrow, you know, like I said, we're still tweaking this thing. We did have an arrow on the candle, and to me it makes more sense that it was this one that triggered it, and then price came back down, but it hasn't triggered the sell stop. But it gives you a buy, it gives you the take profit, it gives you the stop loss. Also, it gives you a sell stop. And that has not triggered yet, but it gives you the same thing. It gives you the take profit, and it gives you the stop loss, which we can't read because of the font color. So it's really, really a nice little tool, because I've got people who have picked like maybe 3 or 4 pair, and they've picked, oh, here we go. Here's another. Oh, now this is what it's supposed to look like. So here the market had come down and hit our pending order. It was a sell. And right here we have the icon. So that lets me know that it was in this area here that the market triggered. And we can see this is on the M5. So we're talking about 7. It went, looks like about 11 pips. All right. And then it bounced back up, and it's back here at our entry area. So the smaller time frames, obviously, you guys know you're going to be doing more scalping and intraday. But the great thing is it triggered. You would get a push alert to your phone. You can go to the alerts right here, and you can say what alerts you want. So if you put in your email, if you want to receive emails, and you can put the time frames that you want, and you can, we're also going to add 5 minutes on here, because if somebody's scalping on the 5-minute time frame, then they're going to 30 minutes, you know, the trade may be too far gone. Also, I'll be able to do manual trades in here. I'll be able to give you trade ideas that that I see, so you can select that and hit submit. Down here in the far right, there is a notifications. Obviously, I'm already subscribed, but you're going to want to subscribe. And you're also going to want to go over here to this lock on your desktop and make sure that you've allowed notifications and pop-ups for this website. All right, I know that's a lot of information. More things are going to be coming to this, like videos on how to use it. So real quick, I know I'm trying to teach everything at one time, which I really don't want to do. Let me go ahead and just show you the different channels and where you can learn pivots at. So right now on the English channel, if you go to pivots, there is a, there's 3 videos there now from last week. And I can put this in the chat for you so you guys will have it. Okay, it didn't take everything. Let's do this one more time. There we go. So I am on the English Pivots channel Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And let's see, I need to put that on here. At 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Central, 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific. And so if you guys go over there right now, like I said, there's 3 videos already there from last week where we started going over how to trade pivots. And so if you want to see that, also, I will show you that at 2:45 a.m. Central, I do have a live London session, and that is going to be on the English Forex Basics and Forex Advanced channel. So it has 2 different images, but they're both the same channel. So if you want to join us there, we do live trading. And so I would be excited to see you on there. Also, I do have a Facebook page if you guys want that. Be sure you say IML TV with Lee so that you can get in. Otherwise, the moderators won't accept you. Let's see. I do have a Telegram that we're using until we get things finished in IML where we won't need Telegram anymore. And yes, there will come a time when we won't need Telegram. I'll go ahead and give you that in the chat. All right, so that's a lot of good information there. And let's see, I saw a couple of questions. Andre, if I have time, I can answer one or two questions, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, great. Let's do it.
All right, so Deanna said, Lee, what does it mean when it says both sell and buy orders? I thought it was a glitch at first. Can you please explain how we should figure out which one to take first and which to take second? All right, so that happens more so on the lower time frames. And here's one right here. So what happened was, and this icon obviously doesn't have anything to do with what candle triggered the trade. Used to, a week or so ago, there was an arrow and it was right under the candle that triggered this trade. But right now on CAD JPY on the 5-minute time frame, we're just going to have to suspect that it was somewhere back here. The buy was triggered. So right now you would be in a buy. And it has gone, this is the 5-minute time frame, so it's gone about 7 pips in profit. It just hasn't quite reached the take profit. So what happens is the market, if candles close below this and hits the second pivot level and all that good algorithm stuff, it's going to trigger a sell stop as well. So all that's saying is that right now we're in a buy, but if and when price comes down here, then it might trigger the sell stop as well. So you would just keep an eye on it or putting in your pendings, whatever you want to do. And you could actually take both orders if your broker allows hedging. If not, then that's completely up to you. But no, it will give you 2 orders. Now, because we don't want our charts to get all jumbled up any more than they are, and I don't think they're jumbled now, but what we're going to do is when you open up pivots, you're going to be able to select strategy 1, which is going to be the 8 and the 0 strategy, or you're going to be able to pick strategy 2, where you can get these 4 the pivot level trades here. They're right in the middle. They're called 4-8 trades. That way you don't have so many entries on one page, and that would really flip people out. They would know what to do with all that, especially brand new people. And then you will have alerts. Again, when you do select your alerts, you will have an alert that tells you when price crossed and closed above or below the moving average. So that's going to be another entry opportunity. So I do teach all these strategies on IML TV. And so, for instance, on CAD JPY, if I was trading the moving average strategy, I would have gotten in here. And, this is on the 5 minutes. So, you'd be about 32 pips in profit right now. All right. And then this would have been my second entry on the pivots. And you would be, I usually get out on this pivot level, that's 14. On the higher time frame, we're talking 50, 100 and more pips. And then here you got your third entry. So right here on one chart, you had 3 opportunities to get in and make lots of pips. All right, let's see, does anybody else have a question? And I prefer, so for me personally, I still trade GJ. I trade it on the M5 because it's still, that's what Andre taught me. He taught me GJ on the M5 with this. So to this day, I still trade GJ to the M5. And let me show you right now that entry, which I have students. Let me tell you, I have students that's been messaging all day long. They have eaten off GJ all day long. GJ went 317 pips since this entry right here today. So I have multiple students that's taken these pips today. So this has been a fantastic, so I love it. You know, I can tell you all day how many pips I got, but it really makes me excited, and I like to share how many pips my students are catching, because that just lets you know that they're learning and able to take these trades. And then of course on pivots, it's also gone 80 pips from this entry. And then the buy stop hasn't activated. So you're going to get an alert when price crosses here, here, and here by setting up your alerts. All right. And then of course, so on the M5, I like GJ. The rest of the pairs I trade them on higher time frames. I do swing trade now more than anything. It's my preference. And so, so the rest of my trades I'll take off of these time frames. Oh, let's see. We've got a couple of questions. Yes, no, maybe. Do you have to have Hugo's Way? Oh, absolutely not. You use any broker. I don't use Hugo's Way. I have 3 other brokers I use. So yeah, you don't have to use Hugo's Way. That's just even for the alerts. Yes, you can use your alerts. Bleh. I've been talking all day. So your alerts will come to your phone. When you set them up right here, this is for push notifications. Now, you have to be signed in to imlpivots.com on your phone or tablet, preferably your phone. And let me say that I need to write this for you because I think it'll be better if you see it in writing. The best, let me get some text here. All right, so the best browsers are Google, Chrome, and the newest Edge and Mozilla. Those are the best ones that work for your phone notifications. Safari does not work. And neither does Internet Explorer. Those do not work. And I'll put this on here so you can read it. Oh, I must have had it. Where'd it go? There it is. So Google Chrome, the newest Edge, and Mozilla work. Safari does not work, and neither does Internet Explorer. Those do not work. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have imlpivots.com on your phone browser. And then when you set up the alerts right here, these are your push notifications. These are your emails. And you submit this, then it will give you the alerts to your phone. And I think it might take, I don't know how long it takes that to update for you to start getting them, but I do know that everybody is getting them and they're very pleased with it. I have a lot of people that's been in that Telegram I sent you everybody's very happy with all of that. Lee, what did you do to lock symbol in the URL section of the website? Let me see. I don't know what you mean. What did you do to the lock? Oh, to the lock symbol. Right here on the lock symbol, you have to say allow notifications and allow pop-ups for this website. The MA cross alerts, I don't know if they're ready. They're supposed to have been here today. They worked on it all weekend for me. So I'll have to double check. Let me just see. I've got any broker. I'm going to make sure we got all of the. And remember, guys, at any time, there's 150 trades in pivots. So you guys, and let me just show you something else. So personally, I like to mark up my charts. Let's see if it's going to let me pull it up. I don't know why it wouldn't a while ago, and it doesn't look like it is now either. Well, that stinks. So I have a layout saved with all of my channels and my fibs and all of that marked up so that I can go back and review them. And I've been able to access it, and for some reason right now it's not allowing it. All right. Well, I believe that's all for now, guys. I hope to see you on the London session, or I hope to see you on the Pivots channel. And that'll be tomorrow at, I think, 1 Eastern. Yes, 1 Eastern.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Can everyone put some 7s in the chat, please, for Miss Lee Allen? Awesome presentation, awesome system. We're so thankful. Lee, this is powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, with this system, you can trade short-term, long-term. You know, those of you who are working 1 or 2 jobs, you can get the alerts on your phone to your email. This is a powerful system, and just shows you that IML, through people like Miss Lee Allen, is just evolving to really help people around the world in over 100 countries, you know, navigate these markets. So I definitely certify this system, those pivots. And as you all know, a few pips a day keeps all the bill collectors away. And you got the information there. Definitely follow her on iMarkets Live, IML TV, iMarketsLive.tv. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Also there, the London session. This was recorded, so I will get this recording out for those of you who weren't able to take notes, so you can share it with your people and your teams also. So once again, just want to thank you tonight, Lee. I just feel I feel blessed, and congratulations on taking your trading to another level, and just putting something together that's going to benefit many of us, and I know a lot of people to come. Definitely want to thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Andre. I just appreciate you for everything that you did for me when I came to IML. That was absolutely the best thing that I think could have happened, was to learn the most important basics of trading. And I thank you for helping and sharing that with me way back then.
Hey, you're welcome. I appreciate you. Don't anybody contact me for training. It's right here. It's right here. I know some people are blowing up my phone. Hey, I need help. It's right here, ladies and gentlemen. Get in here, use the information, and apply it. You know, the difference between people who are making a lot of pips right now and people who are struggling or just working a traditional job is information. You've just been given access to the information. Now apply it, take it seriously, and prosper. We want to thank everyone for coming on this call tonight. I want to give it out to big homie there, Hurricane LY, Chairman 50. If those of you don't know, we have a blitz call going on this week on 100chairman.com 3 times a day. Contact your upline, sideline, whoever it is, get the word out. IML is exploding around the world because you know what? We're setting people free. We want to thank everyone for getting on this webinar tonight. And once again, this is recording. We will get it out. Thank you.
Yeah. I set it up. Played with it today.
This is my trading view.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know he was already. I know you was already there.
Now let's go to
I called them.
I want to check out some
They
stuff.
didn't do it.
Okay.
Is not realize it?
See what we can do right here.
Is that not right? Like I knew.
Your mommy. Hey,
Mhm.
that's your mommy.
All kind of people